If you haven't watched the first episode, please do so before watching this one. Link is in the description. Before we begin, please remember that this story isn't intended to offend anyone, as it's only a fictional one. Now please enjoy the next episode of Kegatuan. I've never seen a city like this before. Usually it's full of citizens on the streets, happy as can be. Right now it's like a ghost town. Risya and I are crouched by the door of a tiny house, watching the sunset in the distance. One look at this house would tell you it's abandoned, just like every other house on the street. The inside reeks so bad that I don't even want to spend a second in there. Maybe keeping the door open will get the smell away. The events of the last 2 hours are still engraved in my head. Risya drove us far away from my place and ditched the car minutes ago. We've escaped on foot to this street, where that group likely won't find us for a while. We've called the police multiple times, but they didn't pick up at all. Something is off, I can feel it. Maybe that group had something to do with it. I can't get the masks out of my head, not even the moment that Risya threw his mug at one of the intruders. I take one look at my brother and then look away. Truth is, I don't feel so connected to him anymore. He has felt like a different person ever since he blew up in the music scene. I say that because I feel distant from him even now. Before all this, he called me almost every day. Afterwards, it was once or twice every 2 weeks. He might know me well, but I don't know him well. What an irony. We'll have to head out for food tomorrow, I tell him now. It's dangerous out there, Micha, Risya responds. We'll have to go out together if we're going to make it back alive. I'm reluctant to ask him my next question, but I do anyway. Who do you think those people are? Risya is silent for a moment, not making eye contact. He then stretches his leg outward. No clue. Do you think they were responsible for the lack of people on the streets? The question sends chills down my spine. I think so, Risya answers dialily before he stands up. I think we should be getting some sleep. We gotta get up early to search for food. Risya then steps inside the cottage and I follow him. The smell is bearable now. The inside is so small that I feel claustrophobic looking at it. A cupboard and oven are by the left wall. A small table with 2 rusty chairs is in the middle. A dusty bed is by the right wall, and a pillow and blanket are lying beside it. I don't know how anyone would live somewhere this small. Risya doesn't hesitate. He drops his gun and ammo on the table and jumps onto the bed. I can't believe he didn't ask if I wanted to sleep there. But whatever, I step toward the pillow and blanket and lie on it. As I try to fall asleep, I keep wondering who Risya was before he became popular, before he grew distant. If only that version of my brother were still here. And suddenly I drift into a half-sleep, trying not to be afraid of who was chasing us. When I first met my manager, Red Galaxy, it was after I released my second viral song. An agency had given me a call saying they would like to represent me. When I agreed, they told me I had to go to a cafe downtown where Red Galaxy would be waiting for me. I'd searched in the sea of tables outside until I saw someone waving at me. It was him. I shyly greeted him, but he didn't seem to mind. The waitress took our orders and we got down to business. We talked about Red Galaxy's responsibilities as my manager, like accepting deals or scheduling shows. He had a very polite attitude throughout the conversation, one that put me at ease. From that day on, he helped me through everything in my career. I'm glad I have a manager as great as him. I wonder if he's okay, now that fear has struck the city. I wake up to the faint sounds of an engine outside. I jolt awake in my bed, my breath shallow and cold. I swing myself off the bed, careful not to wake Micha up, and then grab my gun and ammo. I step outside to the bright morning and look around, wondering where the sound came from. I look to my right and see something that makes my heart pound fiercely. In my stand-in, I freeze. A black SUV is parked by a curb in the distance. Someone in an all-black suit and mask steps out of the vehicle. In an instant, I recognize that person. It's one of the men from the group who attacked us yesterday. Does he know where we are? But then I notice something else that swaps my fear for confusion. I shot the back tires of the SUV when we made our escape. This must mean the SUV is a new one. That also must mean that the group is bigger than I thought it was. I step backward, doing my best to hide from the man's view while also trying to get a good view of him. After a few seconds drag on, I see him again. He has his gun pointed out as he scans the place, seeming to look for somebody. My heart begins thumping hard against my chest. If he sees me, I'm done. But then instinctively, I put my gun up and point straight at the man, who was looking straight ahead of him. I pull the trigger twice. Red sprayed since the shots hit. The guy jerks to his side and crumples on the road. He drops his gun as he goes. I pocket the gun and dash at his figure, avoiding the puddle on the asphalt. I throw my hands into his pockets, searching for more ammo. But then my fingers brush upon a small, smooth surface inside. I pull it out. It's a white card with red words printed on it. It reads, "Part of the Kegatuan group." So that's what this group is called, Kegatuan. I hear footsteps from behind me. It's Micha. Her eyes keep fluttering between open and closed, and her steps are weighted, as if she was only half awake. I heard a gunshot, Risya, she says, rubbing her eyes. Everything okay? Yeah, I whisper, looking around to ensure no one else is here. Look what I found. I show the card to her. Micha's eyes briefly move around, reading the words printed on the durable paper. The Kegatuan is what we're up against? Looks like. I rise into a stand again. We have to head out to get supplies. Please stay close unless I tell you otherwise. Got it? Micha nods. Got it. We step away from the fallen figure and make our way down the street. When we reach the end, we turn the corner. As we go, we scan our surroundings to make sure the Kegatuan aren't watching us. They aren't here at all, though. We continue to look around as we keep walking. We're looking for a shop we can raid for food. My stomach roars. I haven't eaten for a whole day. I could eat a horse right now. After walking so much that my legs are burning, my eyes latch on to its line of smoke rising from the street parallel to us. Micha and I stop in our tracks, watching smoke rise in a river of darkness. Micha, I say, stay here. I point to the end of the fence near us, and then I point to the other end. I'll go see what's over there. Micha nods like a student to her teacher and presses her back against the edge of the fence. I slowly creep along it as I look toward the end. This is either a trap set up by the Kegatuan, or we found someone who can help. I look at Micha, who is now dangerously far from me. She gives me a thumbs up, signaling she's alright. I return the gesture and then look away. Before I look at the source of the smoke, I take a deep breath to calm my quick beating heart. Then I brace myself as I turn around. A lone campfire sitting on a path leading to the front door of a deteriorating house, drawing the line of smoke. There's no one around it, at least no one I can see. As I'm about to step back, I feel someone creeping up behind me. Either it's just Micha or I'm screwed. I suddenly hear the cock of a gun. My heart immediately starts hammering. Who are you? I hear a strong and gruff male voice scream. You're not one of them, are you? One of whom? I ask, slowly raising my hands. Part of the Kegatuan. You might not have the mask or the suit, but for all I know, you can just be disguising yourself. I'm not going to make the mistake of trusting. No! I suddenly hear Micha scream in fright. Don't do it, he's my brother. Your brother, eh? The man says again. Does it mean you are both part of the Kegatuan? No, I counter, turning around to face the guy. We're only looking for help. We saw... Wait, Risya? The man's anger subsides, replaced with surprise as he lowered his gun. Is that really you? Guilty as charged, I reply, giggling at the irony. He was just boiling on my presence a second ago, and now he's in shock after he's seen my face. That's my sister, Micha, over there. Yep, that's me, Micha confirms. Pleased to meet you guys. The man leans forward and shakes my hand. I'm Ray. He then shakes Micha's hand. I assume you guys are hungry. I got a lifetime's worth of food from a store. Maybe we can share? I even got marshmallows to toast over the fire. I sigh in relief. Finally, we can eat. Let's do it. Night has now fallen. It's strange how the night before, I completely kept my guard up in case the Kegatuan arrived, but now I've almost forgotten about the group entirely. Micha is soundly sleeping on a few pieces of cloth nearby. Her breaths are cool and calm, as if the Kegatuan didn't exist at all. That's probably because of our new companion. From the moment we introduced ourselves, Ray has been nothing but a gentleman to us. He's welcomed us in, given us what we needed, and treated us like family, even if we barely know each other. I guess we all need to work together in this moment of chaos. Right now, I'm sitting next to the fire, holding a marshmallow over the bright flame. Ray's doing the same on the other side, looking into the fire as if it's telling him his future. Thank you for all this, I tell him. I don't know what we'd do without you. Don't mention it, mate, he responds, biting into a soft, slightly charred marshmallow. Thank you for not attacking me when I held you at gunpoint. I chuckle. What a funny guy. About what you said, what did you mean about a Kegatuan member in disguise? Ray's humor sobers. It actually happened before. I know it only started yesterday, but when I started hiding out, a guy with ripped and streaked clothes approached me and asked for some help. A card was sticking out of his pocket, and I pulled it out once we sat down. He told me he was part of the Kegatuan group, so I pulled out my gun, and I think you know the rest. I leaned backward a bit in surprise. Okay, I didn't know that. That's why you should always be careful about who you trust, Risya. I think you know the saying, a wolf in sheepskin. Alright, I say before I bite into the soft, sticky marshmallow on my stick. Before I forget, when you pointed your gun at me, I didn't even know you were there. How did you hide so well? The thing is, Risya, I'm actually a cop in my home country of England. Oh, so you're not from around here? I dig into the marshmallow bag on my right and impale one of them on a stick. No, I'm here because I've decided to travel the world. I had the opportunity, you know. You're supposed to live life to the fullest. That's what I always tell my fans at every show. I add. Exactly, Risya, Ray replies. This is my first destination. I thought I'd have a great stay here, but things didn't turn out how I anticipated. You didn't expect the cult to be as destroying everything in their path? Absolutely not. Ray bursts out laughing, and I do too. And then he continues. I've learned all sort of skills in the police academy. It's coming in real handy in this situation. So you're trying to get back home? Is that what you're saying? I ask. Pretty much. I have my parents there. I was thinking of bringing them on my travels, but looking back, I'm glad I didn't. After a moment of silence, Ray speaks up again. Let's stay together until we can bring the cult down. His face toughens. We can do this, Risya. He puts out his fist for a bump. I nod. Let's get this over with. I return to fist bump. Now that we've found a companion, Micha and I aren't alone in this anymore. We aren't alone in surviving this threat. Let's get some sleep now, Risya, Ray says, putting away his stick after finishing his marshmallow. We've got a lot of work to do in the morning.